welcome to Cloud Rest Sounds. I'm Carly, and tonight I'm taking you somewhere warm, somewhere old, somewhere protected from rain and the darkness outside. We're traveling back to another time, to an ancient castle at the end of a very long journey. There are no quests waiting for you tonight, no battles to fight, no mysteries to solve. You've already traveled far enough. Tonight you are simply arriving, so find somewhere comfortable, settle beneath your blankets, let your hands rest loosely, and allow your head to sink into the pillow beneath you. You don't need to concentrate on every word, you don't need to picture every detail perfectly. Just listen and allow the story to form around you. And if you happen to fall asleep somewhere along the way, then perhaps you've simply decided to stay at the castle until morning. Gently close your eyes, take one slow breath in, and let it go. And one more, breathing in and out. Now imagine a tiny point of warm golden light just above the top of your head. It's soft and steady and comforting, like the glow of a candle through an old glass window. Slowly the warmth begins to move down across the top of your head, your forehead, around your eyes. Your face begins to soften, your jaw loosens. The warmth moves through your neck and spreads across your shoulders. Anything you've been carrying today can become just a little heavier, and then you can put it down. The golden warmth travels slowly through both arms, past your elbows, to your wrists and to your hands, and all the way to your fingertips. It moves through your chest, your stomach, your back. It's warm and steady. Down through your hips, thighs, to your knees, your calves and ankles, and finally into your feet, all the way to your toes. Your body is resting, your breathing is easy, and somewhere beyond the warmth surrounding you, you begin to hear rain. When you open your eyes in this place, evening has almost completely disappeared. You are traveling along an old country road. The rain falls steadily around you. Not a violent storm, just that persistent rain that seems as though it could continue all night. The road beneath you is dark and wet, and water gathers in shallow tracks left by carts and horses. On either side, fields disappear into mist. Beyond them, the dark shapes of forests rise against the night. You've been traveling all day. Your cloak is damp. Your boots are muddy. Your shoulders are tired. And you are very, very ready to stop. Then through the rain, you see something. At first, only a few golden lights. And then the outline begins to appear. The towers and walls, battlements, and finally an enormous castle rising from the hillside ahead. Warm lights glow behind narrow windows, and smoke curls from several chimneys disappears into the rain. A flag hangs heavy and wet from the highest tower, and beneath the outer wall, a huge wooden gate stands open, waiting. You follow the road towards it. Your footsteps change as you cross onto the old stone bridge. Rainwater runs between the stones. Somewhere beneath you, a river moves through the darkness. You pass beneath the gatehouse. A guard sheltered beneath the stone arch gives you a tired but friendly nod. Then you cross the courtyard. The castle walls rise around you. Rain falls from tiled roofs. Water pours gently from old stone gutters. Stable lanterns glow on the other side of the courtyard. You can hear horses shifting quietly inside. And directly ahead, a huge wooden door opens and golden light spills out onto the wet stones. Someone has been waiting for you. You step through the doorway and immediately everything changes. It's warm, there's firelight and dry stone, the smell of burning wood. You stop just inside the entrance, simply enjoying the feel of being out of the rain. Someone takes your traveling bag. You don't need to think about where it's going. It will be waiting in your room. Another person helps you remove your wet cloak. It's heavy with rain. They hang it near the fire to dry. And suddenly, there is nothing left for you to carry. Your bag is gone and your cloak is gone. Your journey is finished and you are inside. Your boots make a soft sound against the ancient stone floor as you walk further into the entrance hall. A huge fireplace burns along one wall. 2 enormous dogs are sleeping in front of it. One lifts its head as you pass. It looks at you, considers whether you're interesting enough to stand up for, and apparently decides you're not. Lowers its head back onto its paws. The other dog doesn't wake at all. You smile. Already you like this place. The castle's beginning to settle for the evening. Not asleep yet, but slowing. You can feel it. A servant passes carrying a tray of candles, and another crosses the hall with folded linen. Someone somewhere above you laughs, and then a door closes. Footsteps cross wooden floors overhead. And from another part of the castle you can hear music, a lute, quietly played. Not a performance. Perhaps someone simply sitting beside the fire, playing because the evening is long and the rain hasn't stopped. You follow the warm corridor. Old tapestries cover the stone walls. Some show forests and hunting scenes. Others depict castles and ships and strange animals and places that may never have existed at all. The colours have faded over hundreds of years, but somehow that only makes them more beautiful. Candlelight moves across the stone, and shadows shift gently behind you. And then you smell bread, fresh bread, warm, just out of the oven. You follow the scent. Of course you do. The kitchen is still awake, very awake. A huge fire burns beneath an iron cooking pot. Someone stands beside it, slowly stirring whatever has been simmering there for hours. Another person removes the final loaves of bread from the stone oven. Steam rises from their golden crusts. Herbs hang drying from wooden beams overhead. Baskets of onions and apples sit against one wall, and copper pots catch the firelight. A sleepy kitchen cat occupies a chair as though it owns both the chair and the entire castle. Someone notices you standing in the doorway. There is no ceremony, no question about whether you should be there. A wooden plate is simply placed in front of you, and a thick slice of warm bread and a little cheese and a spoonful of honey. Then you're handed a mug, something warm and slightly sweet and spiced. The heat travels into your hands as you wrap your fingers around it. You sit at the end of the enormous kitchen table. first bite of bread is still warm enough to melt the honey. Outside, rain taps against the small windows, and inside, the fire crackles. Someone continues stirring the pot. The kitchen cat opens one eye, watches you eat, and then closes it again. Nobody expects conversation, and nobody asks you where you've come from or where you're going tomorrow. For now, you're simply a tired traveller being fed, and that's enough. You finish the last little piece of bread and take another warm sip from the mug, and notice how differently you feel from the person who arrived at the gate. You're warmer and heavier and sleepier. Someone appears beside you carrying a candle. Your room is ready. You leave the warmth of the kitchen and begin making your way through the castle. Your guide walks ahead, with candlelight moving gently across the walls. You pass the great hall. Earlier it must have been filled with people. Now only a few remain. Two people sit talking quietly at the far end of a long wooden table, and someone stacks empty cups onto a tray. The enormous fireplace has burned down to deep orange embers. The dogs you saw earlier have apparently relocated. One is now stretched across the entrance to the hall, completely unconcerned that anyone has to step around it. You continue. The next corridor is quieter. A suit of armor stands against the wall, then another. You glance at the dark helmet as you pass. It remains, thankfully, exactly where it is. Your guide opens another door. Beyond it is a library. You weren't expecting this. The room is enormous. Shelves rise almost all the way to the ceiling. Books of every size fill them, some beautifully bound, some warm, some so old their titles have disappeared. A ladder rests against one shelf. Several candles burn along a long wooden table, and an open book has been left beside a chair, as though its reader intends to return tomorrow. A small fire burns in the grate, and rain traces tiny streams down the tall windows. For a moment, you imagine spending your entire day there. A fire, a book, nowhere to go. Perhaps tomorrow, but not tonight. Tonight, your bed is waiting. You leave the library. Further along, something moves near your feet. A cat. Not the kitchen cat. This one is grey and fluffy and clearly very tired. It walks beside you for several steps, then stops, looks up, and without warning, turns through another doorway and disappears. Apparently, you are only travelling in the same direction. You reach a spiral staircase. The stone steps curve upward and around a central column, and you begin climbing. Slowly, your candle throws strange curved shadows against the wall. One floor, then another. Halfway up, there's a narrow window. You stop beside it. Outside, the courtyard lies below you, and rain continues to fall. Lanterns reflect on the wet stones. Across the courtyard, two guards meet beneath the shelter of the gatehouse. One has reached the end of his watch. The other is beginning his. They exchange a few words. One disappears inside. The other pulls his cloak tighter and looks out into the rainy night. The castle continues taking care of itself, even while everyone else sleeps. You continue upstairs. At the top of the staircase, you follow a narrow corridor. It is quieter here, much quieter. Your footsteps soften against the long woven rug. One candle burns in a wall sconce, then another. Your guide steps beside a heavy wooden door and opens it, and warm firelight spills into the corridor. Your room. You step inside, and immediately you know you're not leaving again tonight. A small fireplace burns opposite the bed. Not a roaring fire, but just enough. Orange flames move slowly around the logs. Wooden chest sits beneath the window. Your travelling bag has already been placed beside it, dry, waiting for tomorrow. Several candles glow around the room. There is a wooden chair and table, and a ceramic jug of water, and a little vase containing a few sprigs of lavender. But the bed is enormous. A 4-poster bed stands against the far wall. Heavy curtains hang from the carved wooden frame. The linen is fresh. White pillows are piled against the headboard, and folded neatly across the bottom is a thick wool blanket. You walk over and look outside the window, and beyond it you can see the faint outline of the castle walls. A lantern moves slowly along the battlements. It's one of the guards making his rounds. Beyond the walls there's nothing but darkness. There's forest and rain and night. You are very glad to be on this side. You turn your back towards the fire. Your guide places the candle beside your bed, and then with a quiet good night leaves. The door closes gently behind them, and for the first time since you've arrived, you're completely alone. Not lonely, alone. There is a difference. The room feels like it belongs entirely to you for the night. You sit on the edge of the bed, remove your boots, one, then the other. Your feet immediately feel lighter. You pull back the blankets, and when your hand touches the sheets, you discover they're warm. Someone has already passed a warming pan beneath them. You smile. Such a small kindness, but after travelling through the rain all day, it feels wonderful. You climb into bed, and your legs disappear beneath the blankets. You pull the thick wool covering over yourself and settle back against the pillows. The mattress is soft, but not too soft. The linen smells clean, and the fire warms one side of the room. Rain continues outside. You reach towards the heavy bed curtains and draw them partly closed. Not completely, just enough to make the enormous bed feel like a small room within a room, a sanctuary inside a sanctuary. You lie back and listen. At first you can still hear signs of life. Footsteps pass along the corridor slowly, then disappear down the staircase. Somewhere below a door closes. You hear the faintest echo of laughter from another part of the castle, and silence. The lute has stopped playing. The kitchen fires will be dying down now. The last dishes are being put away. The bread has been covered for morning. The dogs have found their favourite place beside the hearth. And the grey cat has probably found someone else's bed. The fire in your room shifts. A log settles. Tiny sparks rise and disappear. Outside, rain steadily falls, steady and predictable. Safe on the other side of the thick stone walls. You don't need to know what tomorrow looks like yet. Morning will come when it comes. There may be breakfast in the great hall, or perhaps you'll return to the library. Perhaps you'll walk along the castle walls once the rain clears. Perhaps you'll simply stay beside the fire. But none of that needs deciding tonight. Tonight you are warm and fed, dry and safe, and very far from the road. Somewhere outside a bell rings. Once its sound travels through the castle deep and slow and then fades into the rain. The hour has changed and night moves on. You imagine the guard you saw earlier walking along the battlements, lantern in hand, checking the gates, looking across the sleeping courtyard. Another guard stands beneath the gatehouse. The great wooden doors are closed now. The bridge is empty. The road you travelled along has disappeared into the darkness. Inside, hundreds of years of stone surround you, walls built long before you arrived, beams darkened by countless fires, staircases worn smooth by footsteps belonging to people whose names have been long forgotten. Think of how many nights this castle has known. Clear summer nights, winter storms, and rainy evenings exactly like this one. Hundreds, perhaps thousands of people have slept beneath this roof while the rain fell outside. And tonight you are one of them. The castle does not need you to stay awake. The guards have the gates, and the walls have the wind, and the roof has the rain. The fire knows how to burn down slowly. The morning knows when to arrive. Nothing here requires your attention. The castle has stood through hundreds of nights like this one. It knows how to keep watch. You don't have to. Let your head become heavier against the pillow and your shoulders sink into the mattress. Let your hands rest and your legs become heavy beneath the blankets. Your breathing continues quietly without needing your help. Outside there is rain, inside there is fire. Final footsteps somewhere in the corridor, then nothing. The candle beside your bed flickers softly. The fireplace settles lower and the castle becomes still. You are warm and sheltered. Your journey is finished for tonight. So let the rain continue without you. Let the fire keep burning. Let the guards keep watch. And allow yourself finally to sleep. Good night. And when you're ready for another journey, I'll be here. Good night from Carly and Cloud Rest Sounds.